machine.
So this is the tutorial that we designed for Champions Online. It's really vital for us to have the players feel heroic from the very beginning. So we set forth the challenge to the designers to go ahead and create a tutorial, but it should be like Michael Bay wrote it. So pretty much everywhere in the game, it is just pandemonium and mayhem. There's this giant alien invasion that's occurring right at the beginning, and players, even though they are only level 1, right, they're not out hunting rats or collecting wolf skins at the beginning. They're out trying to save a city from being destroyed. And the champions, which is the preeminent hero group in our world, actually was the focus of the attack. So nobody knows where they are. So that's why they're looking to you, and they need you to be a hero. And now we're going to run over to Socrates and actually get our big first quest here. So we also start you with what we call hero stars. So up on your character here, you can see I've got 5 different stars that's giving you damage and healing bonuses for all the different stars that you get. Basically, there's no death penalty. You just go back to 0 if you lose all your stars, and you build them up while being in combat. So first mission's pretty easy. I need to go and destroy some of these pods so the QLR don't go. And so I'm going to go ahead and just use some of my big might attacks here and take this down. So we wanted to make a might-based hero. There are about 18 different power sets in the game, which goes everything from might to fire to ice to electricity, sorcery, gadgeteering, archery. I mean, really the goal was to have it be any and all of the classic 4-color comic powers that you would identify with. Same thing with all the travel powers. From the more common being things like flight and super leap and super speed, even if things that start getting a little more exotic like teleportation, and then things in like hoverboards and ice slides and tunneling and earth flight, and where you actually rip up part of the ground and use gravity to move it around. So here what we teach you to do is actually blocking. So I asked that trooper to shoot at me, and I'm going to go ahead and block. And you can see that when that they have a tell that they're going to fire a weapon at me, which is the little onomatopoeia that pops up there. So whenever I see that come up, whenever I see that that block come up and that bam that's going to come up, I know that I should block. That's where we start teaching players about how our tell system works in the game. Also, in terms of items, we wanted to again push towards all this customization for players. So if a player is making a character, for example, that's a magical character, they don't want to take things like armor or arms or scientific, achievements that make their character stronger. They want like a spell or a Scarlet Shield, something from the Scarlet Shield here, which is a treatment.
There is no light without darkness.
So one of the things that's really important, and I think is the core element of the game, is the fact that there's so much customization, not just the powers, but the advantages you put on the powers, the costume that you have. Even if I were to go in, if I had beam weapons, for example, on the character, I'd be able to change the color of those beam weapons and where they emanate from. So they can come from my hands or my fists or my chest or my eyes, and I could switch them from blue to yellow or red, and all based around the idea that I've got a specific character concept that I'm trying to really achieve, right? So the idea is that we want players to make iconic characters in our world. That's, I think, is maybe the biggest difference between the superhero genre and fantasy or sci-fi, is that whole concept of having characters that are iconic.
All units, please respond. Armadillo's on the loose, and he's going to tear Millennium City apart.
We know that players that like playing not only RPGs, but also are really into the superhero genre, love to be able to make a character that stands out in the world, that is really iconic. And I think that's a huge difference between what you can see in a game like Champions Online you get from fantasy-based MMO. So I'm going to go ahead and take some more stuff. and level up there.